Yeah, so good morning, friends, and good morning, Tejasvi ji and Asha ji, Nayak. It is a pleasure that you have taken time today to be on this talk. Already 85 people have joined, and many more are joining. And we have people right now attending from Canada. Vivek Saukur is there, my friend from Vancouver, from US, from Australia, from New Zealand, UK. We have friends from all over India, from South India. So thank you everybody for taking time out. We will be talking to uh, Tejasvi ji on what work he's doing and on his life and times. Everybody, please mute your sound. Some people's sound are on. It is disturbing. Then we cannot. Medha Shah, please mute your sound. It is disturbing the talk. Medha Shah, please mute your sound. Everybody, kindly do not unmute. It disturbs the talk. Then we have to stop in between. Everybody, please check. Keep checking that your sound is mute. Piyush Shah, your sound is on. Please mute it. Piyush Shah.
Connected.
Yeah, hello. Yeah. Tejasvi ji, my sound is clear?
Yes, yes, clear.
Yeah, sorry. So, Tejasvi ji, I would like to start by asking about something about your education, where you were born, your hometown, your work experience, and what do you do now, and something about your wife,
Yeah,
who is your life partner and also work partner.
yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes, slowly I would like to share because uh, start with, I'm a textile engineer.
Yeah, yeah, carry on. Where were you born?
Did my diploma in textiles. My wife
Okay.
did her diploma in secretarial practice.
फोन का कसं भरायचं
Stay in Belgaum.
Okay, carry on.
At the age of 22, I lost my parents,
Oh, sorry.
and I was left at home, and my sisters were married, and they saw me that I also got married at the age of 23, and Asha was 19 at that time. So we began our life with a big lump of 25 lakh already on our head. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, carry on.
Then, this house which we are staying was given as collateral security to a company which my father was the managing director. And it took me 10 years to restart that company, bring it to marketable state, and then sell it and clear off the dues. So and save this house. This was my initial life. Being a textile engineer, I knew the whole thing. So it was then we did all this.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
bought
And
8 acre land because I was unemployed. I was under the low income group, and all these things. So I could buy agricultural land, not being an agriculturist.
Right.
The government.
Okay. And when did you start organic farming?
Yeah.
Which year?
2005.
Okay. And what made you start? What happened? You heard somebody saying something happened in your life. Why did you think to start organic farming?
Yeah, I started my farming in the year 1996.
Yeah.
Agriculture, that is rearing of silkworms.
Yeah.
It went on quite well for the first few years because
Okay.
I was taught farming, that is the conventional way of farming.
Right.
And as things progressed, there was a lot of drought in around 1998 and 2008 time in Belgaum. So I started hunting for rainwater harvesting techniques implemented on the farm.
Okay.
When the rain came, I had ample of
Shiv Kumar, please mute your sound.
the area which was available now on lease for me. I planted mulberry in another 2 acres of land. Until the mulberry grew, which takes about 4 months to grow, I put cauliflower as an intercrop using all chemical inputs like urea and DAP and all those things. And I was also giving a regular spray of pesticides because cauliflower requires a lot of pesticide use. A lot of insects attract to it. And
Correct.
luckily, a fantastic crop of cauliflower and earned about 50,000 in it. After that, what happened is the mulberry leaves were ready for feeding the silkworms. I did that, chopping everything, putting it to the silkworms. The silkworms vomited and died.
Oh.
It was followed again and again. Every 40 days, the crop used to come. I used to feed it to the silkworm. The silkworm used to vomit and die.
Oh.
And it carried on for more than a year, this thing. Once I had grown to putting pesticides, and then for a year I could not take any crop for feeding my silkworms. From there, I was shocked what this chemical pesticides are going to be and how they are. The residual effect of it is also so harmful. So that
Right.
day I said I must not touch chemicals or chemical pesticides. And this is how I became an organic farmer.
Okay. And what was the year? Which year? Which year?
2005.
2005. Okay. And so if yeah, please carry on.
One more thing in that is
Yeah.
the water was still quite good enough for me, so I increased another 2 acres of land after I became organic. And again, when I put the mulberry, it took 4 months to grow. I again put cauliflower in it and grew it organically this time, without any pesticides, without any chemical fertilizers. And that also came out very well. So
Okay.
I went on asking my friends, anybody who I wanted to market it as organic. The enthusiasm was there. So some of my friends suggested that in Sutkatti, a place, a farmer is there, an engineer also, and he has devised a marketing setup to market organic food. So myself and Asha, we went to his farm. We met Mr. Abhay Mutalik Desai there. He's the pioneer of organic farming in our area. And I saw his techniques. My technique of organic farming were different because I was a learner. His were different. But the most striking thing which he told us was Agnihotra Homa, which he taught me there when I went to his farm.
Yes.
He said, you may do organic farming, but the organic farming is not complete until you heal the atmosphere. And to heal the atmosphere, you have to do Agnihotra Homa. and that will complete the entire circle of organic farming.
Correct.
So, listening to him, I said, yes, we have to adopt that. And from that day onwards, that is 2005, immediately, I became a home organic farmer, not just an organic farmer.
Okay, very good. So Ashaji, I would like to ask you, so when Tejasvi ji wanted to start organic farming, what was in your mind? Like what were you keen on it? Were you thinking what you wanted to learn, or did you know before? What was going on in your mind that time?
Yes, I too, my background is also not from the farming. As we started farming for the first time in our family itself, and I've been helping Tejasvi right from the beginning in his textile industry also. So when we
Okay.
started, and when I saw all this sericulture, the silkworms being, dying, the silkworms dying because of the things like that. We thought the idea was very good, and that is how organic farming came into our life. And I was very happy to accept it because any waste or in food grains and things like that, spraying of chemicals is so dangerous. The residue can harm the silkworms in such a way we are being eating, slow poisoning it is actually. So
Right.
I was very happy when the decision was taken.
Very good, very good. So Tejasvi ji and Asha ji, both of you, I would like to ask that suppose I live in a flat, okay, and I've got a balcony and I've got a terrace, and or I live in a bungalow with a small garden. Then what can I do about organic farming in my flat or in my bungalow?
Definitely, you can grow all the vegetables.
It can be done in a pot also.
Pots, and even you don't need pots also. Even the growing bags are available. Plastic bags.
Beds, yeah, growing beds.
Grow bags.
Okay,
Grow bags.
okay,
Yeah, even in the pots you can.
okay, okay. And so,
Which
okay.
are can be grown in your climate, can be grown in the pots also.
Okay. So where do I get the seeds from? Like how do I get organic seed, or any seed will do, and then how do I make it organic?
Organic seeds are also available on a lot of companies on the net. Like I can tell you the names of Annadana, Sahaja, and Pebble Garden in Pondicherry. They are giving seeds online.
Okay.
And
Okay. And does it require any particular temperature to grow different things? Is there a science that in such a temperature such crops will grow?
Yeah, it is there to some extent, not very much, but like, because if you take the example of cauliflower, it grows better in cooler weathers, not in
Okay. Okay. So is there some resource where some information where I can go and see that if my temperature here is so much, then at this time what should I grow?
The best thing is to look around in your area what crops are generally grown.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's a good tips. Yes. Okay. And can we also grow flowers, organic flowers? Okay. Oh, that one is an organic flower. Okay. Very nice.
In my house.
Okay. How much time it took to grow that size?
Yeah, this plant it takes about 7-8 months to grow.
Actually, meeting talk ಆಯ್ತು ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
Okay. Please mute the sound. Some sound is on. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. And suppose if a shop, okay, if a shop is yeah, please tell.
Yeah. In your garden, you can grow vegetables in these small trays also. This is wheat grass which is grown.
Okay.
But methi, that is fenugreek, coriander, the palak, spinach, and all those leafy vegetables you can easily grow on small trays also, as well as in grow bags.
Okay. Okay.
For fruit
So,
plants, we require big drums that
okay.
can be in the balconies or on the terraces.
Okay. Okay. So, if a shop is selling organic food, okay, and how will I know that it is really organic? Or even if I
Yeah.
buy online, I see organic food. How do I know that this is truly organic? Yeah, Tejasvi ji?
There is a certifying body which certifies whether the product is organic or not.
Hmm.
That way,
What is the name of the body?
Grower.
What is the name of the body?
One is Control Union. There are about 4-5 companies all over the world who are recognized in India, in European Union, as well as US
Can you
certifications.
tell me? Can you tell me all those names?
Yeah, and all this list is available on the APEDA website.
Okay. Okay. Okay, APEDA, yeah, right. APEDA is Agriculture Produce Export Development Authority. If you Google that, you can see that. That's correct. And
Who are the listed,
okay,
organic suppliers.
okay. So I have got some more questions, but before that, I'll take some questions being asked by the participants. So Sanket Porwal is asking that what are the difficulties faced for organic farming? So what is the challenges you faced when you started organic farming, and even today, what is the challenge?
In farming, the conversion from inorganic to organic, there is the organic matter that we add takes a little time to start giving the nutrients to the plants.
How much time?
Yeah,
How much time it takes?
maybe about 3-4 months or 6 months.
Okay.
So people generally get fed up or get tired because the crop is not coming properly or something like that. They have to have a lot of patience in organic farming.
So is it that the first year is a challenge and second year onwards it becomes regular, or every year it is a challenge?
Initially, your input cost is more because you have to add a little more manures, organic material into the farm, so that and it takes about 1 or 2 years for the chemical residues to go away from the soil.
Yeah, right. So is it commercially viable? Is it commercially viable? Is it commercially viable to do in a farm?
Yes, definitely. We are doing it.
Okay, okay. Very good. So how much time it took for you to break even?
For that matter, immediately only.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Only convert inorganic to organic, it will take some time.
3 years.
3 years at least.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. If the land is not organic, then it will take time. Okay. And are there any tracing technologies in India where I can, if I buy a packet of organic wheat from some shop, then can I trace that in which farm it was grown?
Yeah, if the label is given,
Branded.
branded, then definitely they have to be registered with APEDA. So it is available on
Okay.
APEDA website.
Okay. And I understand that you have made your own organic farmers club, and you have got a shop also, and you do regular organic farmers market, and people come and buy. So when people come and buy, those who buy for the first time, naturally your prices are a little costly than the other vegetables and fruits. So what is their response to price?
For vegetables, they don't mind at all because the difference is not much.
Okay. I mean, how much difference for vegetables?
Yeah, maybe about 5 to 10%. That's all.
Oh, that's all. Okay. And for other?
And the other thing is the food crops that are grown, they take a
Right.
long time. They take a lot of effort is required for that, and they become slightly more costlier.
So, like, how much
Like-
costly? For example, which one? Which?
Nearly more than 50% costlier.
Okay. So then, what do people? I mean, people try to argue that why is it costly, and then how do you explain them? Hello. Yeah, yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, the major uh, uh, expenditure is on labor because organic farming is 100% labor oriented.
Hmm. Right.
For example, if I take the weeds which come in the farm, if a conventional farmer or inorganic farmer, he can spray weedicide on it and
Hmm.
get rid of the instantly at the
Right.
cost of say 400 rupees.
Hmm.
Where an organic farmer has to employ so many labor and he spends about 8 to 10,000 to do that job.
Okay.
So that is the
Right.
major difference. You finish it in 5 to 600 rupees. It takes about 8 to 10,000 rupees.
Okay, friends, those who are listening, there is some video and audio challenge because Tejaswi ji is working from his phone, and the Wi-Fi which dongle he got is not working. So please bear. And JK Sharma is asking Tejasvi ji, Asha ji, that how much land, minimum land is required for organic farming? In how much minimum land it can be started commercially viable?
Actually, we have got about 2 acres.
2 acres. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Uday Vadavi is asking, is it that in organically farmed products there are more insects, and what can be done to avoid this?
We have to have preventive sprays. That is, you prepare your own medicines organically, which are
Okay. Like for
uh,
example, can you give one example?
foul smelling kind of things, leaves and other things available are naturally. You spray those as preventive
Yeah.
preventive measures
So
because
is
of the
there, so,
yeah, come to it.
so over a period of time, have you developed any such recipes that if this type of disease comes, then this type of spray should be developed? Have you been able to develop any such recipes?
Lots of them.
Okay, so it will be good. Do you have a website or some information place where you post all this information for people to come and check?
No, presently no.
Okay, so it will be a good idea to do it, or you can also start a blog where you can
Yeah,
start writing. We will discuss after this meeting.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And Santosh is asking, will you be able to guide us when we consult you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
If
very
my
good. Certainly, certainly.
what
Santosh, Santosh, I have mentioned Tejasvi ji's phone number in the very beginning, and I will try to write it again. And everybody, I'm trying to write it now here in the chat box. Everybody can take a picture or take it down, and you can call him and contact him. So, yeah, I've just sent it. Okay, then. Yeah, Shriram, what will be the product suitable for hot and dry weather like Ahmedabad? Tejasvi ji?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one question Shriram is asking, what will be the product suitable for hot and dry weather like Ahmedabad?
You can grow vegetables also. You can grow a lot of dals.
Okay,
All these pulses
dal.
require hot weather.
Okay. Okay, so it will be good idea, Tejasvi ji, Asha ji, to build a resource repository or information bank where all these frequently asked questions can be put by you, so people
Yes.
and then they can also ask you more advanced questions. We will work on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And Shriram is again asking, workers for professional farming will be permanent kind or for whole time, or how the labor?
It can be both ways. If a lot of farming community is around, you can get contract labor also.
Okay, what do you use in your farm?
Permanent laborers.
Pardon? How many labor you use in what is the size of your farm?
The size of my farm is 5 acres.
And how many labor you use?
One permanent labor.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Connect the whole thing in such a
Okay.
way.
So you are using artificial intelligence.
Yeah, whole irrigation is done automatically.
Okay, automation.
To do the plowing and de-weeding.
Okay, okay.
Power sprayers to do all my spraying work.
Right, right, right. Okay. And Shalini is asking, is there any person in Belgaum like you who can handhold us or professionally help us to start?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
Tejasvi ji can do that, Shalini. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah. So Shriram is asking, as per government rules, can it be started on a non-agricultural land?
Not commercially, but for your own consumption, you can
Yeah,
definitely do
yeah,
it.
yeah. In your house or in your bungalow, you can do that, right?
Definitely, you
Right.
can do it.
Adhir Patel is asking, any difference in yield and water consumption?
Yeah. Even in drought conditions, organic product will last much longer than any conventional crop. Conventional crops require a lot of water
Okay.
because chemicals they eat away all the water. So with very minimum water, you can grow a lot of vegetables and any crop for that matter in
Okay.
organic.
Okay. So one question I have that when you actually started doing good quantity, did you face a problem? How did you start selling? Because this market which you have set up, you must have set up after some time. But
Yeah.
earlier, initially, how you were selling?
The thing is that most of the people in our organic group we used to prepare only jaggery, that is growing sugarcane and converting it into jaggery and selling it. And there
Okay.
was a lot of fun for it, so we didn't have much problem.
Yeah, but where you were selling?
To this organic certified organic companies, no, because we were certified, we could easily sell it to the organic certified organic companies.
Okay. What is the cost to get certification?
Roughly around 30 to 40,000 is the cost per year. It is a recurring
Okay.
cost.
Okay.
And if
So,
group certification, it comes to around 1 lakh nearly.
okay. How many people in group?
25, minimum of 25.
Okay. So per person cost will be very low.
Yeah,
4,000. Yeah. Okay.
Ours
And
is
this
a certification
and this certification is for the land or for the products?
for the land. And whatever grows in it is a certified product.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I got it. So some more questions are coming. Is there any scope of Yankesh Mehta is asking? Is there any scope of organic farming in Rajasthan?
Yeah, definitely. Organic farming can be done anywhere in India for that matter.
Okay. Okay.
And it's quite
So
simple because we learned it the hard way because we started it quite early, 15, 20 years back.
right.
Yeah, but now everything is available with us. The different formulas are there, techniques of preparing manures, growth promoters, as well as insecticides and
Okay.
pesticides.
Okay. So Asha ji, Tejasvi ji, if I have to survive my life on 5 acre 100% organic farming, is it good enough for me to make a living?
Yes, definitely. I said within 2 years, 2 acres you can do it. People
Okay.
are doing
So
it in 1 acre also.
okay. So in 2 acres land, if I do it judicially with mix of various combination of food, what would be my net income after all expenses? Thumb rule.
No, that will not be. There won't be any income. You will grow your own food. That's all.
No, I'm asking commercially.
Commercially, yes, definitely you can earn about 1 lakh or 2 lakhs per year.
Okay, so that is not much to sustain my life, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, it is just for sustaining. That's all.
okay, that's okay, fine. And then yes, she's asking what are the risks involved in organic farming on commercial terms. So does it happen? Has it happened any time with you that your entire crop becomes failure?
Yeah, it does.
For what reason?
Mainly fury of nature, excessive rains or sudden drought conditions, and too much winds also sometimes.
Okay.
India because of natural change of weathers. That's all.
Okay. So it is as risky as a normal, agriculture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
very much.
okay. And Anant is asking, what are vegetables suitable for Goa weather, and is it commercially viable?
Yeah, Goa, you can really grow a lot of
Exotic vegetables.
exotic vegetables also you can grow, as well as so many vegetables are there which require high humidity to grow, like
Okay. Like, can you give any example of exotic vegetable?
yeah, you can grow a lot of vegetables like broccoli. You can grow
Okay.
lettuce. You can
Lettuce, yeah, lettuce has a very big demand. Actually, to all the listeners, I was approached by Subway that they wanted organic lettuce all over India and in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all neighboring countries. So they were saying we are getting shortage of organic lettuce. So that's interesting. So Nandita is asking a question that, okay, I'm Deepak Saxena from Jaipur. One research says that the consumption of organic food has escalated from 25 to 100% during the lockdown period.
definitely.
Yeah, must be. Yeah, must be, because people must be afraid of because that they may get corona from food which is not organic. So maybe I don't know about the data, but yeah, maybe it is human nature.
Yeah,
Giriraj Dave is asking, is it possible? Sorry, is it possible to develop vertical farming facility in case of shortage of space?
yeah, it is possible.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Okay, you can guide if anybody wants guidance that how it should be done vertical farming. Okay, are you practicing vertical farming yourself?
No, no.
Okay, okay. And JK Sharma is asking, can it be done in Eastern UP? And yeah, you have already said it can be done anywhere. So what is the investment required? So investment required, I think, what is the investment required?
The investment required is mainly if you go to modernize your farm, like with modern drip irrigations and sprinklers and using tractors or mini tractors or something like that, where you have to buy things. Otherwise, you don't require much to start organic farming. You have to have those different types of plants in your nearby where you can cut the leaves, get the branch, get something or whatever is required as per our the various formulas that we have got to use for different crops.
Okay, okay. So, just friends, everybody, yeah, everybody who is listening, I want to share some interesting information. When the Japanese Prime Minister came to India about a year back, he met Prime Minister Modi ji, and he said he wants large quantity of organic goat milk powder. So organic goat milk powder means when the goat eats a organic fodder and the milk it gives is organic milk, and then you convert into powder. And they said any quantity which you can give there. So that's the kind of demand. And even organic saplings are available. And even Norway Prime Minister came and she also requested that uh, uh, can you tell us what quantity of fruit and vegetable can you give, because they were planning to bring a legislation in their parliament that no non-organic food will be allowed to be imported in Norway from 2021. But she said if we bring this legislation, then how are we going to be able to get supply? So she wanted to know how much quantity India can give. So that's the kind of opportunities internationally, because that is my expertise is international markets, and these are some many opportunities I have come to know, because we had organized Vibrant Tamil Nadu, which was a food show, and a lot of buyers from around the world had come to ask for organic food stuff. So opportunity is quite huge.
Yeah.
And so then Shashank is asking, how do these agencies monitor whether farmers are carrying out their activities as per certification?
They conduct audits.
Okay, so okay, they conduct audits, right? Generally, yeah, they will test the soil and sometimes the finished product also.
Variety of pesticides, they check it every year.
Right, right. So Rahul Biani wants to know how the Agnihotra process helps organic farming.
Yeah, definitely.
You can tell briefly because you know Rahul, we are actually also planning to do a session with Vinayak Lokur, who is a Agnihotra expert again from Belgaum. There will be a 1 hour session. He will explain the background of Agnihotra, why it is to be done, how it impacts our life, many things. But from organic farming point of view, Tejaswiji, you can tell.
Yeah. To become a self-reliant farmer, which I have done, I consider myself to be maybe 70-80% of a self-reliant farmer.
Right.
You have to have water. Good. One is your soil, that is organic, so it is already in its way of becoming very good, nature friendly. Then for water, you have to have rainwater harvesting. If water is less. Third thing, and the most important thing is there is so much of pollution everywhere.
Hmm.
And the only thing which controls or converts any negative energies to positive energy.
Okay.
Done exactly at sunrise and sunset, when there is a flood of energies coming from the sun at sunrise and receding from the sun, from the earth at sunset. So exactly at that time, in a specific sized pyramid with cow dung cakes, cow ghee, and a few grains of unpolished, unbroken rice. Exactly at that time, you offer the rice to the fire that you have in about 4-5 minutes. And the combination of this ingredients, the fire, the smoke, and the rice which is there, mixing with the flood of energies at that time, they create a transformation in the area around you. So, after a few months and years of doing Agnihotra, nearly 7 acres around you is totally healed and free from pollution.
Okay.
And
When did you
definitely your crops are going to be better.
when did you first time practice Agnihotra in your farm?
2005.
Which year? 2005. Okay. So right in the beginning. So Mayur's Flora is asking, organic farming is possible? Is it possible in 1,000-meter plot?
Yes, definitely
Yes.
it is
Yeah.
possible.
In fact, Tejaswiji was saying it is possible even in a pot. So 1,000 meter is quite large.
Yeah,
So Tushar is asking, which is better, organic farming or hydroponics?
no, I don't recommend hydroponics at all. It is
Okay.
organic.
Okay, we can have a debate about that
We
later.
require hydroponics in India.
Okay. So Jayesh Shah is asking, a farm which followed inorganic methods, can it be converted into organic one? Yes. So Tejaswiji mentioned in 3 years it will take time from certification point of view. And how much time required? 3 years. And how can that be certified, as they say traces of inorganic remains?
Yeah. Correct.
So then how to get it certified if traces of inorganic remains even after 3 years?
When you apply for your certification, you are put in a 3-year changeover cycle.
Yeah.
IC1, IC2, it is called. That is in conversion. IC is in conversion. So in conversion 1, in conversion 2, in conversion 3, and then you are organic.
Okay. So while I am converting, I still can continue growing, but it will not be certified organic. But I can continue growing organic in an organic way. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's interesting. And Colleen from Goa is asking, can an organic farming with polyfarm be viable for a 300 square meter space?
Yeah.
With a polyfarm?
Polyfarm, yes. The thing is that in organic, we don't recommend generally polyfarm because you are trying to have a controlled atmosphere there in a polyfarm.
Okay.
I've done it in the past. I
Okay.
had to grow, when I was in an inorganic farmer, I used to grow a lot of carnation flowers.
Okay. So,
And then,
did you succeed with polyfarm in organic farming?
not in organic farming.
It needs a lot of pest control.
Oh, so you discontinued it.
See, you're controlling the whole crop. Then you need a lot of pest control also.
Okay. So you discontinued, right?
Yeah, I discontinued.
Okay. So, Colin, I will suggest I put again the phone number of Tejaswi ji here in the chat. You can speak to him so he can guide you on that because he has gone through that experience. And Brahm Asrani is asking, as merchant exporter, do I require certification for exporting organic products?
Yes, it is compulsory.
No, but if you are a grower and he is buying from you and exporting, then that is enough. If you have a certification.
We give our transfer certificate, it's called.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And Brahm, you can go through APEDA website. They have given in a very exhaustive way the process.
It is explained.
Yeah. And Soma Sekharan is asking, I am not from any agriculture background. And in case if I want to start organic farm, do we have any complete project report from start to end?
We can,
Do you
we
have?
can easily we
Okay,
can.
good. Soma, you can contact Tejaswi ji. I have given his phone number in the chat box and he can be able to help you. Nishant Tiwari, how addition of perlite will help in organic farming?
Addition of what?
How addition of perlite?
Perlite is not recommended in
Why?
organic farming because it is not a natural item.
Pardon? Pardon?
Natural.
Pardon again? Why
Yeah,
perlite is not recommended?
Your soil will be so porous and uh, so well, what do you call it, grown. When you add organic material into it, perlite is not required.
Okay, okay. So maybe Nishant, you can have a debate with the Tejaswi ji separately. Then can aeroponics also come under organic farming? Aeroponics?
No.
Maybe you can check that. If
I don't think anything.
I don't know what is aeroponics. What is aeroponics?
Yeah. One more thing is that there was a lot of debate in the US about what is not organic. It is very clearly defined that whatever is grown apart from soil should not be considered as.
Okay. So Purushottam is asking, from where can we get organic soil to grow plants in pots?
You have to take the regular soil only and add organic manures, organic manures.
Okay, but then that's not organic because if the soil has residues of chemicals, then how the produce will be organic?
Yeah, when the produce, because you are only going to consume it because it's going to be in a pot or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you can get the soil from say any organic farm which is available nearby.
Yeah, right. Okay, so they have to get the soil from the organic farm, but these organic farms, they give the soil like that.
Yeah, they give.
Okay.
And in smaller quantities in pots, within a few months you can convert it into a regular organic soil by adding more organic matter into it.
Okay. So Parag Patwa is asking that I am living in an apartment. How can I grow vegetables in my home?
Yeah, it is
in the pots. Yeah, he explained in the pots. Yeah. So Shalini is asking, should one consume hydroponic produce which is available nowadays? Why do you say no for hydroponics?
It's a very the nutrients which they leak through the water.
Okay.
So it doesn't become organic at all.
Okay, so maybe Shalini, you can have a one-to-one discussion with him because this is a subject which needs a long discussion. Parul, yeah, yeah. So Parul Sharma is asking, we work with tribal people in Adilabad and Godavari region. What's quantity goat milk required? But we can make goat milk powder. How do we do it? Can't make goat milk. Yeah, so I'm writing my email ID, jagat at global jagat.com. You email me. I will write you. We have prepared one document after that inquiry had come to us. So Parul, you can email me. I will send you the document and you can see how to go about it. And yeah, Yankesh, I have mentioned the phone number 5-6 times in the chat, so you can check his phone number here. Rajdeep from Jaipur, in your opinion, what policy changes should be there for improvement of market for organic produce? What policy changes should be there for improvement of market for organic produce?
Also, the cost of certifying should come down.
Cost of certification. Okay. So cost of certification is 40,000 per year you mentioned for individual. But if it is in a group of 25 people, it is hardly 4,000, right?
Yeah.
That's 1 lakh.
Too much.
Because the company farmer sells anything anyhow he wants. But
Yeah,
organic
right.
farmer has to prove that he is organic.
Yeah, right,
That is
right.
the
Correct, of course. Of course. Otherwise, the consumer will not have the trust, no, if you don't prove. Yeah. So Tushar is asking, does anyone have organic seed bank?
Yeah, many people are having it. Some individual farmers are having it, as well as this. There are a lot of other things available on the net where people are
Okay.
supplying.
So is there a market where I can go and buy organic seed?
No, no. It's only on the internet, on the web only.
Okay.
If it is in Bangalore, then it's available with Annadana and Sahaja Feeds. All these people are there.
Okay. So Colleen is asking from Goa, does aquaponics classify as organic since no artificial material is used?
No, it's not classified.
Okay. For what reason?
I don't know exactly, but in the norms of organic farming, hydroponics doesn't come.
Okay. So maybe you can research it a bit and Colleen can speak to you. Nandita, Deepak Saxena again from Jaipur. What do you see the prospects of organic seed banking system in India? Hello? Yeah, somebody's sound is on. Yeah.
India has to convert itself to totally organic. One is the demand is higher.
Tejasvi, there is some disturbance around you.
Huh?
Tejasvi, there is some disturbance around you. Somebody is moving or what?
No disturbance here.
Okay.
Just the two of us.
There's no disturbance.
Okay, okay. It was coming here. So fine. So organic seed bank, you were telling organic seed banking system, what is the prospects?
Yeah. It is growing. It's the highest growing market in seed you can say today.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are converting to organic.
Okay. So Supriya Chaudhary is asking, can I know name of your organization to approach you? You have an organization?
The name of our certified group is Organic Food Club, Belgaum.
Organic Food Club, Belgaum. Okay. So Organic Food Club, Belgaum.
We have farmers market every Monday and Thursday.
Okay. Where?
In the market area.
Okay.
Abhay Mutalik Desai in his house, where we have our market, farmers market.
I saw you also have a shop, no? But there is a name board of shop. You also have a shop, right? Where you are putting your, there is a name of the shop. What is the name?
The porch of his house.
Okay, okay, okay. And
It's in the open.
yeah. Okay. So this is a group of 25 farmers who have set up the market, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Supriya, his number I have mentioned, you can speak to him one-to-one also. And Innovative is asking, have you tried aeroponics anytime? Aeroponics.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Abhishek is asking, as it takes 3 years to convert land into organic as per certification, what will be physical proportion ratio of organic and chemical fertilizer to be used in first, second, and third year? So, Abhishek, I mean, what I understood from Tejaswiji is that 3 years you don't have to use any chemical fertilizer in the land, and you can still grow organic, but it will not be certified organic. And after that, you can get into certified organic. Okay, so that is the process, what I understood. And Manjushri, can we know address and city? Yeah, I mean, he's from Belgaum. His phone number I have given Manjushri. You can call him. Yeah, the market is also in Belgaum. And can I have your number? Yeah, so my number, Yankesh, I'm writing my number, 98255 is Jagat Shah, and I also given my email earlier. Okay. So Mukesh Bhandari, thank you, Tejaswi ji, thank you, Mukesh bhai. Okay, we would like to visit you. Manjushri is asking, we would like to visit you if possible. Can you let you know? Yeah, Manjushri, you got his number. You call him and you can take the details. Yeah, Tejaswi ji, you are saying something?
I was telling you the need of organic going all over India, that we should be growing organic.
Yeah.
We undertook road tour, last year, and the passion was to drive all over India and see the whole country and understand it. And along with it, because we were successful in organic farming and Agnihotra Homa farming, we put banners on our car and we traveled 26,500 kilometers all over India.
Wow.
That east, northeast, west, north, and central India, entire northern part from this side, crisscrossing the whole country, and we performed Agnihotra everywhere, and also had a lot of lectures in some universities, some farmer club groups, and interested people also. Okay. All over, wherever we travel.
So Ashok Auti wants you to explain the whole package of practices for kitchen and terrace gardening. What are the practices you will suggest for kitchen and terrace gardening?
Practices, one is the pots. You grow it in pots. You have to create proper weather. Not in very big parties and party size. You can grow everything in your product and pot. That makes it also the photograph growing or coriander in a pot. That way you can have different things in either one bed or in growing that.
Okay. The voice is not coming. The voice has stopped. Tejasvi, you please unmute your sound. No, it's still mute. Unmute. Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any last messages you want? What message you want to give for people to eat organic food? What is your final message?
Yeah, definitely. The most important thing is when you are buying organic food, you should not be considering organic food as very costly, because a person who is consuming organic food hardly has to go to the doctor or hospital. I am so sure of it because I have never gone.
Okay, that is interesting.
In the hospital, you pay the organic farmer and much percentage less than what you are paying the hospital.
Correct.
Today, all the and everything is because of all the chemicals that we have been eating in these last few decades in India.
Correct. Correct. And then, yeah. So, is there any? So, friends, that this was quite interesting. I apologize for the video and audio disturbance because yesterday we tested, it was good, but today some challenge with Wi-Fi at his house. But next time we will be trying to do again. And Tejaswiji, I will recommend that you make a resource, website and put all the information there. And to all the participants, thank you for being here today and be patiently listening. And I will suggest that once more, I'm writing his phone number on the chat box here. I have written, and you can save the number and talk to him for any of the questions you have. And wish that this Corona crisis has motivated everybody to go into organic, farming and healthy food and hygiene, and everything is shut down. But don't worry, whenever economy will open, I am very confident. First 3 months will be a challenge, but I have always been telling everybody that next 9 months, after the 3 months, everybody will be able to do more business than they did last year. So, the situation we will overcome. And Ashaji, thank you very much for your presence today, and Tejaswiji also. And all participants, thank you very much. A recording will be there, and I will post the recording in my YouTube channel. It's called Mentor on Road. I'm writing Mentor on Road is my YouTube channel. You can follow that, and you can also follow my LinkedIn, Jagat Shah, my LinkedIn and Facebook ID. I'll be posting the video, the recording of this on that. But primarily, it will be on the Mentor on Road YouTube channel, where you can see this entire presentation. Thank you once again, Tejaswiji and Ashaji, and we will stay in touch. And everybody, kindly stay in touch with Tejaswi. He's a farmer, he is a doer. He has experimented 15 years. He has made mistakes. So if we want to do something, it is better that we learn from his mistakes and not repeat the same mistakes. So no need to reinvent the wheel. Take his guidance. All the best, everybody. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.